What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the 13th episode of the eighth round. I'm your host, Brock Hoffman. I know it's been a while. I took a couple weeks off, got a lot of stuff going on as we lead up to training camp, but I got a couple good episodes, especially starting this week with our special guests, and then the next week after that, and then we'll have some episodes out in Oxnard ready for you guys there. I want to take a second again to thank everybody that's been subscribing, sharing, following, all that stuff, and has really grown this podcast to where it is today. Lastly, before I bring on my special guest, I want to give a shout out to Life Cider. We're about to lead the apple cider vinegar drink world, and it's about to start getting released into stores um, all over the Dallas area. So make sure you stay on the lookout for mine and my special guests' personal social media accounts and just for further updates with that. So now it's time to bring on my special guest, Terence Steele, Texas native out of Steele High School, former Texas Tech offensive tackle, fellow eighth rounder, and current starting right tackle for the Dallas Cowboys. T. Steele, what up, bro?
Sir, what's up, brother? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I appreciate you coming on, dude. Like, I mean,
Yeah, no problem.
everybody talks about the eighth round. You're like the eighth round god, man. I mean, undrafted to major contract. Like, come on, bro. So we're definitely going to talk about that, but we're going to kind of jump right into like some of your college experience. So, question I got here for you is like, what was it like going to Texas Tech when you got guys like, Patrick Mahomes that was there, Coach Kingsbury, he was your head coach, right, when you first got there?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
hmm
like guys like that are now obviously, Coach Cliff is like a what is he, the OC in Washington, right? Yeah,
Yep.
OC in
Yep.
Washington, Pat's obviously gone on to do great things in Kansas City. What was it like having, those guys? I'm sure there's others that kind of help mold you and grow you into the player that you are today, but really like in your college experience.
Yeah. No, definitely. Well, first off, going out to Lubbock, where we're located at, that was my first, visit, and I just fell in love with it. Right as I got there, they made me feel like family. Cliff brought me in, showed me the whole facilities, treated my family like his.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I just loved it from then, and just uh talking about some of the people there with Pat and all that, just it was a very competitive atmosphere. Somewhere where I thought I would fit in at.
Right.
You could just tell just being around, guys like that, man. They wanted to win. They put the work in every day. You can see where Pat's at. You can see where Cliff's at. Just the work they put in, man, it really shows. And I wanted to be around that culture.
Yeah, no, I feel that. Was Texas Tech like your biggest offer coming out of high school, or was it just felt right when you were on your visit there?
Yeah, I probably had, BYU was my very first offer.
Okay.
Tech was followed closely behind that, and then I guess my other big offer was Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
Um, I didn't want to be BYU was too far. Oklahoma State is a little too far. I still wanted to stay in Texas.
Hmm.
I wanted to be close to family. My parents lived in San Antonio at the time, so they could easily come up watch games. So it was just the perfect distance from being away from home. So
Right. Not too
yeah,
far, but not too close. Yeah. So you
exactly.
can have your
Yep.
space, right?
Yep.
I mean, I keep hearing you say Tech. I mean, it's the fake Tech. I guess you know what I'm saying. Virginia
Nah,
Tech's the real,
I don't know
real
about
Tech.
that one. I don't know about that one.
Yeah. But obviously went on to have a great career in college and then kind of shift into like pre-draft era right now, like pre-draft time. So like I know we've talked about it a lot, or not a lot, I guess. I know we've talked about it off camera, but how does someone of like, your size, your speed, and then someone that just signed like obviously a major contract last year go undrafted, How do you fall through the cracks?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. So I had a pretty good year my junior year, and then leading into my senior year, I had a pec, I tore my pec. It wasn't at the tendons of the muscles, so I kind of missed my first, 2 or 3 games my senior season, and then just trying to get back in the flow of things. I probably didn't have my best year, to be honest with you.
Hmm.
And then I got invited to the Senior Bowl, which is awesome. Jim Nagy does a great job hosting that, for college athletes, to showcase, their abilities and stuff like that. So
Right.
I didn't have the best Senior Bowl game. I did decent in the practices, but my that Senior Bowl game wasn't very good. So
Like the
maybe that
actual
has something
game
to do with it.
itself?
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
got you.
Yeah.
Did you
So
like your
that
time down in Mobile?
Yeah, no, I definitely did. I enjoyed it. It was an awesome experience. I wouldn't change anything about that.
Right.
Um, I got a little banged up there, so maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe not, but it all worked out at the end of the day. So
Yeah.
I can't really complain.
Just so, I mean, I guess like I don't know, dude. Like obviously the Senior Bowl is a big deal and it's like in front of NFL teams and stuff, but like you're really there for what, like 4 days? I'm sure it's just like the Shrine Bowl. Like we were there really going at it for like 4 days. If you include the
Yeah,
game, it's like you can't really judge somebody's like whole career off 4 days. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
and if you got banged up in the process and were banged up like the year before, it's like, well, you're not really 100%. You know what I mean? Kind
Yeah.
of.
Another thing, so our season, we didn't make a bowl game my senior year. So
Hmm.
we were done like the first or second, I think it was the first week of December. So I didn't do any football related things until, I showed up there. So I was probably
That
a little
plays a
rusty.
part.
Yeah,
That plays a big
100%.
part.
So, yep, yep, definitely. Because by that time I was just focused on, just doing combine drills and stuff like that. So
Right.
I was probably a little rusty going into it, but yeah, no excuses though, man. Like I said, it all worked out. So I can't really complain.
Damn straight it all worked out when you signed that big deal last year. But
Yeah,
nah, I agree with you. Like, because when I went to the Shrine Bowl, like we played our bowl game like New Year's Eve, and then it was literally like 3 weeks later we were in the Shrine Bowl. And like
yep,
3 weeks is still time off, but it's really not. Like you're still, it's not like you're picking it up, 2 months later, right? So I
exactly.
agree with that. I could see that.
Yep,
And that
yep.
kind of like leads into usually I do questions from fans at the end, but this one's kind of, correlates with the question I just asked you. So Jay Tuck on Twitter asked, with both of us being undrafted free agents that worked their way to having key roles for the Dallas Cowboys, what were some of the biggest challenges we faced on our journey? And do you have any kind of message to other undrafted free agents entering the league this year? So I'll let you
Yeah,
take it and
definitely.
I'll answer.
Yeah, that's a good question. I know for me, being undrafted and 2020 was when COVID happened, so it's a little unusual circumstances.
Hmm.
I didn't get OTAs in the spring or mini camp. So I was just kind of by myself, finding open field, near my house and just trying to get sets in and condition and all that stuff. So my senior year or my very first year was a little different. Those are some of the challenges I had to, face and overcome. Um, and just, I feel like this applies to both of us, just coming in undrafted, having that chip on our shoulder. To all the other undrafted guys, man, that you got to keep that with you. Just that chip, man. That's what drives you. That's what gets you going every day. Just keep that with you. Always keep that in the back of your mind, back of your heart, and just apply that every day.
Yeah, I agree, dude. And I think that's the cool thing about obviously like me and you are boys and we're teammates, but I get to see it every day. It's like you said, me and you both like came in undrafted, have that chip on our shoulder, but like, you just signed, a good deal last year, like a really, big deal, big money Terrence. But like you still come in every day with that chip on your shoulder because you got something to prove, because were an undrafted guy. So I agree with you. I think, if you're an undrafted guy coming in the league this year, it's like you got to show up every day and do whatever it takes to, at this point in the year, make the team, right? Whether it's
hundred
practice
percent.
squad or the active roster, like you got to do whatever it is to stay on the team. Because, like me, for example, I didn't make the active roster right away in Cleveland. And then I ended up getting cut off practice squad. So I think that was probably my biggest challenge. And I've talked about that on like a bunch of different episodes, right? But, I think being undrafted, you have no like room for error, I guess, Like I'm not
Exactly.
saying you make a bad play, you're gonna get cut, but I'm saying like you can't make that same bad play over and over and over again. Where a guy that's like
Exactly.
second round pick, they're like, all right, we got all this money invested, like we're gonna let him figure it out, right? So it's like
Yeah.
every little thing you do matters, whether it's like recovery in practice, in the meeting rooms, lifting, like everything matters. So I feel like just like you said, you got to show up every day ready to go just because
100%.
that's what drives you.
Yeah. To
Yeah.
just piggyback, what you said, not making the same mistake twice, man. Especially being on draft, man, you gotta like really learn quick, be coachable.
Hmm.
Kind of like you said earlier, man, you gotta show up, and you don't want to give them any reason to cut you or anything like that. So that was kind of my mentality coming in. I want to do everything the right way. Always super early at everything, giving my 100%, and just whether it's in the weight room, the classroom, on the field with coaches and all that stuff. So
Yeah, bro. And it's real. Like you see it. You see guys that are undrafted that like I feel like I'm a pretty good example of it in terms of like I was the exact same way I am now as I was in Cleveland. And that
hmm
I still got cut. You know what I mean? There's
yeah,
sometimes like you just can't really um it's kind of out of your control. But if you're like
100%.
if you're a guy that just shows up and is just like just there like checking a box, like the coaches notice it, the front office notices it, like everybody can tell. So it's
100%.
like you said, I think it was a great way to put it is like give the team no reason to let you go.
Yep. Yeah, you
Yeah,
can't
bro.
give me the reason.
Yeah, especially I mean it's a short leash, dog. It is.
Man. And it flies by too, which
Yeah,
is crazy, man.
yeah. So we kind of transition. We go from your draft time, go undrafted, go to Dallas. So we're in Dallas right now. It's your time in
hmm
Dallas. Um, what do you think like has been the biggest improvement to your game from year one to now?
Yeah, just my understanding of the game, understanding of pro style defenses, pro style offenses. The running game is huge, a huge part of our offense, and just the offenses league wide. We didn't really run much in college, so that was a
Right.
big shift. But I enjoyed that. My play strength has gone up for sure. Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah, I feel like we like Solari be pulling up cut ups from like every year, and then you see like the clips from you your rookie year to now. It's like you running off the ball is crazy. I remember
Yep.
that clip you always get so frustrated with is was it Cincy? You know what I'm talking about? Where like
Backside.
a
Was our
taxi, yeah, you were
backside?
backside.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like Solari loves to pull it up and you always like shake your head. You're like, God, like, because it was from your
Yeah.
rookie year, but like I feel like you going from the offense that you was in to the pro style offense is like a complete change. I'm the same way. Like at VT, like we ran a lot of things that we run here, but it was all like out of the gun and
hmm
different nuances here and there. But like your understanding of the game to where now you could just rip off the ball and like
Oh
use
yeah,
your speed to
100%.
your advantage.
Yeah, just having that confidence to rip off, man, is huge. It's huge in the league.
Hmm.
Playing fast, man. You gotta be able to play fast to be successful. And yeah, that's
Yeah,
for
it's
me.
really the key for O line play. Next question. What's been your favorite game that you've been in since being in Dallas in all the years? Like your best game or what I mean, what was your favorite game?
Can you guess? Just I'm gonna see if you know it.
I'm gonna
If you had to
it's
guess one
it's
game,
it's probably gonna lead into my next question, but was it versus Washington?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
okay.
yeah,
Because my
I
next
think it
question
was
was my next question was let's talk about the thick six, man. Like what was like
yeah.
what
To
was
answer,
going through your mind in the huddle and that play?
yeah. So yeah, like you hit. I think it was 2022. I think
21, I think, bro.
21.
Because I,
Yeah,
I
but
was there in 22.
yeah, we played the Commanders. I had a play designed for me to catch a touchdown.
Hmm.
So we were driving down the field. I think we we're like the 1 yard line, and my play got called, and I was in the huddle, kind of nervous, but I didn't want to tip it off at all. I didn't want anyone on their sideline to know that I
Right.
was going to catch it. I didn't want the defender a line across me to know, so I just tried to play it cool. And yeah, the play happens. I block him for a 3 count. I shut him. I turn, and bro, and Dak throws the most perfect ball I've ever seen in my life. It was literally right in between my hands. perfect speed, all that. So
Yeah,
yeah,
not too hard, not too hard, so you could
it
catch
was
it.
perfect. It was literally perfect. Yeah. So I catch it and then it goes silent for like a second. And then you hear a big roar from the crowd. And that's when I catch it and I turn around and I spike it. And then, all the O linemen came over to me and we kind of celebrated a little bit. So,
That's so sick, dude. Like,
yeah.
at least you didn't pull like me on scout team last year. Scout team jumbo tight end
I remember that.
clapping for the ball, and I drop it. I'm like, oh god, they'll never give me a chance.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro, I like that picture's always like hung up in the hallway, dude. So sick, bro. Like
I
scoring
got
a
two right here in
touchdown.
my office. I
Really?
got I got a game pic, and then my little sister painted a pretty cool picture of me catching one. So I got to post it up right here. So
That's
I'm looking at it
awesome.
every day.
That's awesome, bro. Uh,
Another cool thing, when I spiked it, the
mm-hmm.
ball went in the stands, and Zeke ran up, got the ball from one of the fans, and brought it back to the sideline so I can keep it. So shout
Oh,
out to
that's
Zeke on that
sick.
one.
That's
I
sick.
got it up here. It's they painted it for me. They wrote 1 yard touchdown catch from Dak Prescott. So it's pretty cool deal.
That's awesome, bro. That's awesome. Yeah, shout out to Zeke for that too,
Nah, for
because a
real.
fan could have been like, "Nah, I'm keeping this," you know. But
100%.
it's cool that he went and got it for you. Kind of. I mean, dude, that answered my next question because I knew you were gonna say it. I figured you were gonna say it. But
Yeah.
last question for like your time, I guess, right? Like this, era. So, um, what is something that you're working to improve from last year to this year?
Yeah. Last year was a little different for me. It's coming off a ACL injury. Um, so it was a little different.
Yeah.
The year before I felt like it was my best year. So I'll go back and watch that film all the time. And I just want to get back to that for sure.
Hmm.
So it's really just being dominant in the run game. That's my specialty for sure. And yeah, it's giving Dak ample amount of time to, do what he does back there. And yeah, I just want to get back to, just being who I was.
Yeah, bro. I mean, it's so tough, obviously, coming off, an ACL and the way you did it, like, I mean, you came off like you recovered, I feel like pretty fast. Like, I mean, you
Yeah.
were going at it in training camp right away. So it was really cool and like to see you go from not it wasn't cool to see you get hurt, but it was cool to see you go from like where you were at
Yeah.
to be ready for the season. Like,
Yeah.
Coach Solari talks about it all the time in our O-line room, like how much respect he has for you by doing that, by being ready for, us in the room and the team, by training camp and to be able to
Yeah.
play um this past season. And answering it like that, I'm going to skip down to one of these questions from the fans because Lacey on Twitter at football Cowboys Queen asked, what was the toughest part of your recovery?
Yeah, definitely. So when I get asked that question, two things kind of pop up. There's a mental aspect and a physical aspect.
Hmm.
I hit on the mental first. Mentally, you can kind of get frustrated, week to week, day to day. There'll be some days where you're like, okay, yeah, my knee's feeling really good. And there's some days where you're like, it's kind of bothering me a little bit and, stuff like that. So um, just the uh, just the difference between those two, where, one game is feeling great, one game is not. Can kind of get a little frustrating, but just remembering that, it's part of the process. Just stick to it, keep going. And that kind of leads into the physical too. Like I said, man, just one day it's feeling good, one day it's not feeling as great. So, um, but yeah, man, you gotta stick to your guns. Keep the routine going. To stay out there, really. I mean, there's no other way around it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, dude. No, I have a lot of respect for you because I know like the work you put in, not only to be back, but also to maintain that throughout the season. Because I
yeah.
feel like people don't realize how beat up offensive linemen and D
Oh
linemen
man,
get throughout the season. Like,
yeah,
yeah, like the games are obviously, brutal in themselves, but you take that pounding and beating on in practices too. Whether you got
100%,
pads on or not, like you
100%.
still feel it. So a lot of respect for you for, coming back from your ACL and then, maintaining that throughout the season, bro.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah, that was my mentality to, right when I got hurt, man. I really didn't want to miss any time. That was
Mm-hmm.
my objective was to come back for training camp. I hate missing time out there on the field with y'all boys. So
Yeah.
when I was recovering and I couldn't really be there the whole time, that shit kind of hurt. But y'all were good about coming and checking on me and the coaches too, man. So I appreciate y'all for that. That
Yeah,
was
bro.
huge.
Yeah, bro. And I mean, that's what teammates are for, to help you through
100%.
all those tough times, dog.
Definitely.
All right, bro. So we're gonna move on to the next segment here. Usually, I've done this every episode. People talk about like unknown facts about the league, stuff about, things that you might encounter that, the average fan might not know on a day-to-day basis, or we could talk about a welcome to the league moment. And I'm just gonna let you kind of take it over from there.
Yeah, I'll definitely talk about my welcome to the league moment. So this is my first year, first game. I didn't have any preseason games, nothing like that.
Right, because of
So our
COVID.
first game was against Aaron Donald, and in their new SoFi Stadium to add to that too. So we were the very first game played there. So I kind of walk out and I'm seeing like this stadium. I'm like, oh my god, I've never like played on a stage like this before. Like it's mind blowing. It's a pretty cool stadium to play at.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I walk out. I'm trying to keep my nerves at bay. I'm obviously nervous first game, and we're going against all perennial pro Aaron Donald. So
Yeah.
trying to block him. My very first NFL experience. So that was definitely my welcome to the league moment. I'm gonna throw Mr. 99 at you. So
Yeah.
that was pretty fun.
Yeah, SoFi Stadium is dope. Like I remember when we went out there, we played the Chargers. Like I was like, damn, the stadium is like really nice. And
Yeah,
was it
insane,
packed
bro.
out because the first game in SoFi? I'm sure it was, right?
Nah, so it was
Oh,
COVID.
COVID.
So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I
so there's
forgot.
no one in there. It was empty. Yeah, it was a weird experience, man. COVID year, my very first very weird experience. So
Yeah, bro. It was weird for a lot of people. Like I
yeah,
remember like junior year, that was my junior year of college, like, VT has a really good crowd every game, damn near
hmm
sell out. And then we're playing with like 250 people in the stands, bro. I'm like, it's just not the same.
yeah,
It's just not the
it
same.
changed, bro.
It's just
The
not the
fans
same.
really the fans really bring that energy, and you can
Yeah.
notice when it's not there.
Yeah, bro. Nah, for sure. All right, dude. So we're gonna wrap it up with some questions from fans.
Yep.
Because I put it out there on Twitter, so people, you know, got some questions for you, big dog. So Brandon Laurie on Twitter asks, "What does it feel like to now be the second most tenured member of the offensive line behind Zach Martin? And then do you feel there's a responsibility that comes with that to teach the younger players?"
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, man, it's crazy how fast this flies by. I feel like I was entering my first year, not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my fifth year now, man. It really does fly by. So yeah, second most team. That's crazy. Crazy to think about.
Yeah, I didn't
Very
even when I,
blessed.
I saw it and I was like, damn, like, yeah, because
Yeah,
like you went from, Zach and Tyron and I mean, I guess you would have been third, right, at that point, but
we have some older
Yeah,
guys.
LC was on there too, and
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But yeah, no, that's crazy to think about. But yeah, no, definitely. I definitely want to lead the younger guys.
Hmm.
I want to want them to pick my brain as much as possible. Ask about my experiences. I've been through a lot. Um, yeah, no, definitely. I want to see them succeed as much as anyone. They're gonna come in, help this team. We're gonna need all the guys. So yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely take that role for sure.
Yeah, I think especially with that second question, like I feel like you've done a really good job with Tyler too. Tyler Guyton like this off season and
Hmm.
stuff, like you
Yep,
guys working together at Duke and then like checking in on him and stuff. So I feel like it's been
100%.
you've done a good job. Like, obviously like Coach Solari preaches it like everybody. Um, we're all in there together, like everybody's trying to, bring everybody along, but I feel like, it's very easy to relate when it's a young tackle just like you were.
100%. Yep,
So nah, bro, a lot of props to you for that.
I appreciate it.
Here we go. Next question. We got Caesar Lucero on Twitter asked, what do you think the team needs to do in order to get over the hump of getting to the NFC Championship game or the Super Bowl?
Yeah, that's a
That's the
great
million
question.
dollar question right there.
Really is, really is. To be honest with you, I feel like we have everything we need
Mm-hmm.
in a building, player wise, coaching wise. We just gotta keep it tight within our group, within our four walls. Not do anything out of ordinary, to be honest with you. Uh, really just showing up to work every day, doing what we do best. We just gotta keep chipping away at it, man. It's coming for sure. I truly believe that in my heart. Just the amount of work we put in, just the maturity of the guys in the locker room, the coaches we have. Man, it's all right there. So we just got to keep being us, and, keep all the outside distractions at bay. Don't listen to them, and we just got to just keep doing what we do. Trust the process for sure.
Yeah, I agree, dude. I feel like I've played in two playoff games on like special teams. So I haven't actually like played on offense in in a playoff game, but I you can just tell like when it comes playoff time, like not even just in our building. I'm not even talking about that, but just like around the world, I feel like you can just like feel the like
Yeah,
anticipation for the games, you know? And
yeah,
I feel like it really is. It's almost like it is a brand new season, right? But it's like a different like style of football almost too. Like
yeah.
obviously every play matters. So I feel like for us it's just like you said, like eliminate the distractions and let's just focus on everything we got to do to make ourselves as good as we can to put out the best performance, just week in and week out, right?
100%,
And I feel like when we can get that as a team collectively, that's when like we'll really make a big push for it, right?
100%.
Because
No,
I
I
mean,
agree.
the last 2 years that I've been here, like 12 wins in the regular season, like that's really good, you know?
Oh yeah, no, 100%. Yeah,
Like there's teams that win 4, 7, 8 games, and like we went 12 regular season games back to back years. It's like, all right, now it's time. Like you gotta do that again, right? Obviously this year. And then we gotta really just like hone in when it comes to playoff time. Like literally every detail matters, you know?
yeah. Like you said, the 12 back-to-back, winning seasons. That's hard to do in the NFL. There's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of great teams out there. So we obviously have the recipe, to win. It's just coming down to those, important games and just staying true to ourselves, not doing anything out the ordinary.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's really all it comes down to.
Yeah, because I feel like there's no reason to put any pressure on ourselves. Like,
Yeah.
everybody's gonna that kind of ties into like the eliminate distractions. Like you could go on social media come playoff time, like you're gonna have Cowboy fans that are talking about, oh, this is it, like
Yeah.
supporting. You're gonna have Cowboy fans hating, and then you're gonna have people that are just putting out memes to put out memes. It's like, all right,
Yeah.
that shit don't matter, right? Like whatever. The only thing that matters is what we do that week.
Yep. Couldn't agree more.
Cool, bro. Another question. I texted our boy Shane over at Exclusive Truck
Yeah.
Customs, and he got
Shout
me.
out Shane.
Yeah, he came back with it's a pretty good question. He goes, "Do you think you have a better shot at scoring a bucket on Jordan or landing a hard punch on Mike Tyson in the ring?"
Man,
This is such a Shane question too. Like
that
nothing
is
football
that
related, just like the most
that's a
off the wall question.
that is a fun question too. Man, scoring that's gonna be tough against Jordan. I feel like I got the arm length to like, low key surprise Tyson. So I'm gonna have to go with the landing a punch on Tyson, even though I mean they're both super hard things to do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the Tyson one. I'll probably get one lucky punch, and that's about it. He'll probably, yeah,
Yeah.
that's gonna be a hard one.
I mean, you gotta think about it just like logically, it's like, all right, how am I gonna score on Jordan? Then I have to have a good shot, and then it could take a
Yeah,
bad bounce in the rim. You know what I mean? Like there's just like a
yeah.
lot of factors. Like, and I'm not sitting here saying I could walk into the ring and just start laying haymakers on Mike Tyson, but like I feel like you could land maybe one, you know.
Yeah, one for sure.
Yeah,
Like,
like I mean, there's like when you go into a boxing match, like you know you're gonna get hit. You know what I'm saying? It's like one's gonna
yeah,
land for sure at some
yeah,
point.
yeah.
So I feel like it's definitely have better chances there, bro.
Exactly. Would you choose the same thing?
Oh yeah, 100%. There's no shot of
I know
scoring
you
on
be taking
Jordan.
boxing classes and stuff, so I feel like you're a little more
Yeah,
confident in
Netflix.
that sense.
If Netflix is watching or anybody from Netflix, just get me on that. Get Jake Paul off the card. Just put me and Mike Tyson in the ring. Let's
Oh
see if we can
man,
duke it out there. Yeah. Who would you take on that? Would you take Tyson or would you take me?
I got you, bro, for
Okay, I
sure.
appreciate it. We'll have Terence Steele at the ring walk. He'll walk to the ring with some fake belts over me. Yeah, yeah. But um, last question here, bro. All right, so Seth Cowboy on Twitter asked, "Why do you guys always disappear in the playoffs like Stephen A's here?"
Oh
don't
my
an-
god,
don't answer that question, bro. But
bro, Twitter is undefeated, bro.
Cowboys fans are wild on Twitter,
That's
dog.
insane.
Oh, bro, but I appreciate you coming on, man, and I
For
appreciate
sure.
everybody that's watched and listened and subscribed. Just keep subscribing, sharing, commenting, and following on all social media platforms, man. At the eighth round, T Steel, appreciate you coming on, bro. This was awesome. I know a lot of Cowboys fans are gonna be looking forward to hearing this, and as always, bro, go Cowboys.
Yes, sir. Go Cowboys.